Hello and welcome into what's about to be a very exciting bottom of the ninth inning here as our Cincinnati Redlegs hang on to a 5-4 lead over the St. Louis Cardinals. A wild day, all kinds of stuff we're going to jam pack into the recap on the other side of this, but glad to have you. Welcome in. If you're new to the stream, please like, share, do everything you got to do to tell people we're on here watching the game. Come watch it with a couple of Reds fans. You got Eric Phillips here with my brother Cory, and I don't think we're going to like the way that this thing starts, Cory. Oh,
Raggy.
Oh, goodness.
That can't be good.
Freaking game changer or freaking game day.
Oh, is it ahead of? Yeah, it must be ahead of.
Yes, game day's got me by a minute. Daggone it.
Go.
I'm going to quit looking at game day. We're just going to watch this thing live. But you've got Emilio Pagan coming in after he threw an out in the bottom of the eighth, and Nolan Arenado absolutely.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
Getting out to left field, and we've now got a 5-5 ball game.
There it goes. A dagger
on a day when you don't have the arms. It's impossible to think that they can rally back from this. 5-5. Daggone it. Tony Santillan's overuse and then inability today leads to this absolute catastrophe, and there's no other way to put it. The stupid use of him yesterday is what leads to this thing.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Absolutely no reason to put that man in that spot yesterday. You bring him back out in back-to-back days in 90-plus degree heat, and he goes out and has a pathetic performance and doesn't get himself out of the eighth. They have to pull Pagan in, and everything else gets yanked up. The inability to freaking manage a game yesterday cost you a ball game today. Damn it.
It's hard to slice it any other way. I mean, I don't know. The overuse of Santillan, I've seen in the chat too. Optimistic John was all about keeping Lyon Richardson in there for one more inning. Hindsight's always 20/20, of course, but
yeah, I mean, he was throwing strikes. The problem with Lyon is when he doesn't throw strikes, he's not a guy that you worry about otherwise. But when it's God, that's disappointing.
Yep.
We might be live streaming for quite a while here now. Heck, we're going to extras, hopefully. This thing doesn't get walked off here in a minute.
Yeah, you might have to deal with our ugly faces a little longer than usual. Sorry about that, chat.
Oh, man.
I'll take the blame on this one because I was trying to type it into the chat about giving the bullpen their flowers, blah, 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 and then Santillan and Pagan, and there went that.
Come on. Get us out of this, Emilio.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pull something out about here because
he goes Newt Bar from the left side, and then Pages they probably pitch it for if I had to guess, but he does get Nolan Gorman on a strikeout here. So we got one away in the bottom of the ninth here. It's a 5-5 game. Appreciate you guys all coming in and joining us. Hopefully we get these numbers up as we get going here, as the numbers start to climb. Oh, man. It was such a good afternoon at 5-2. You felt like Elly finally got a chance to play hero after, this is not necessarily a Jordan flu game, but, man.
It's been a roller coaster of a day.
Santillan was garbage today, and Tito fails.
Yeah, looking at our bullpen chart here, those are we threw all of our fresh arms that didn't throw yesterday, so we're going to be in a
Chase Petty. It's Chase Petty in the 10th. He's going to start with a runner on second base. Yep. It has to be. I mean, that's all we can do here.
That's probably a good point.
And then you're going to have to make a move before tomorrow to get somebody else up here, and it's just might finally get a chance to see Big Sugar tomorrow though.
There's a plus.
I've not looked in on the minor leagues at all today, but I don't know when they play, but I'd be surprised if he doesn't have a seat in that one.
He's definitely earned it. I mean, I don't think he's given up runs only in one outing. He had one bad outing, but other than that, he hasn't given up very many runs in his last, I think, 10 outings.
Yeah, and there goes Newt Bar. So we've got 2 outs here, bottom of the 9th. It's a 5-5 game, nobody on. And you've got Emilio Pagan now going. Oh, how many pitches is he up to now? 19. Yeah, 19 pitches, 12 of them for strikes. So, I mean, he's not throwing the ball bad. He just the one tater to Nolan Arenado, and it's San Francisco all over again. Oh, man.
Bullpen help. We're gonna have to go find bullpen help if we're gonna put any stretch of a season together towards the end.
This is why you don't do a bullpen game too, because you can run yourself into this situation where this is a lingering issue for the next 4 days because everybody's gassed. You play 3 games in 100-degree heat on a bullpen that's already been taxed from the day before. That Nick Martinez short outing. Now he gives us a little bit of that back today with 2 great innings, and we can get into that. But man, I think the bullpen does need help. I think it's sitting down there in Zach Maxwell. I think you run the risk of walking guys, and that becomes its own problem. But at some point in time, you got to make a move here because the bullpen has been on feels like on a last gas for a week and a half.
And of course, we got another heater tomorrow, and then the Yankees coming into town. We don't have a day off again until Thursday, so like we're
Mondays in the hundreds down here in Cincinnati, so it's not getting any cooler either.
Right.
So, I think we do get the out here, so we're going to go to the top of the 10th. We're here with you. We're here through to the end of it as Pedro Pages or Pages. I'm not even 100% positive how you say that. Strikes out swinging, but that's going to take us to the top of the 10th. Your Cincinnati Redlegs 10 at deadlock at 5-5. We're going to get the runner on second base. Look back to see who the last out was. Awesome. Gavin Lux is going to be your guy standing on second base with an opportunity to come around and score. So you're actually going to lead off with Elly here in the bottom of in the top of the 10th. So we go Elly. We go Elly, Stevenson, Steer to try to get Lux in from second base. Hopefully we can make this thing work and give ourselves a lead, and maybe Chase Petty comes out into left field and gives us an opportunity here.
Yeah, Elly had me doing the Tiger fist pump earlier. Let's see if we can't get it. Let's see if we can't get it going again. I was super.
What we say? I told you yesterday. I said it takes a day like today where you get a couple of jacks. He's got the triple and the home run. I mean, hell, this thing goes much deeper. We might have a extra inning cycle on our hands. And nobody wanted to play extra innings today, especially CB Buckner.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, if the Reds have a chance to score and put this thing away, Arenado takes care of his own business. But man, he's taking the extra breaks, and his strike zone's been god awful all freaking day. Poor Jake Fraley felt the brunt of it there. That ball was 1.5 feet out and low.
Yeah, on strike 3 nonetheless.
Yeah. So you get Gavin Lux the second, like I said, and then Elly due up here. I believe they've used their left-handed pin, guys, and so we should be to righties, and it should be Elly from the left side. But
let's go Homer from the right and Homer from the left and call it a day.
So you've got back-to-back days and Scott Barlow going 14 pitches each. Or no, I'm sorry. Barlow threw 14 pitches yesterday, so I guess he probably could be your 10th inning guy here. Connor Phillips threw 21 yesterday. I'd be shocked if it's him. But, hey, I guess you have some other options outside of Petty. But I think if you get a run, it's Barlow. If you don't get a run, you're looking at it being a longer game where you're going to have to throw twice. I'd be surprised. Why wouldn't it be Petty? Why is he here if he's not throwing in that situation? You don't have a spot to throw him. At least save 2 arms for tomorrow so that you have some sort of rest if you can get a decent outing out of Andrew Abbott. Yeah,
I'll agree with you there. It's hard not to use that guy in that spot if that's what we've got him there for. So let's utilize it and do what we can to save some of this bullpen. We've got Cardinals and Yankees coming up after this, so we're going to need as many arms as we can get.
Yeah, Garrett Hampson now replaces Gavin Lux at second base, so the hamster wheel is going to be rolling at second.
So let's see. Comes to the plate. Let's see if we can keep Helsley on his blown save streak right here. He has blown his last 3 opportunities in June. He's given up an earned run in his last 4 straight. So let's try to keep that. Let's keep that ball.
Well, it wouldn't be a save opportunity. It would be the only thing. It'd be a great stat to tag, but it'd be nice to tag him with another loss, though.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It wouldn't be a save opportunity. I misspoke.
No, you're good.
But
It feels like it, right? It feels like if we don't score here, it's over.
Right.
Oh, come on, Elly. Give him a run.
At least keep his earned run streak going here. Let's go. Come on, Elly.
Infield's going right over the top. That's going to be an interesting lineup defensively when they come back out with Lux replacing him. Oh no, I guess he slides into the DH role. Lux wasn't in the defensive position today.
Yeah,
your infield's still solid.
Leaves you with the CES and Trevino.
He just freaking pops one up. Daggone it. So we got one out, doesn't move the runner over. We got Garrett Hampson stuck on second base with now one out. And you got Tyler Stevenson coming to the plate. Man, one of those signature right field drives that can score a run here would be really nice.
Yeah. Ty Steve, ball in the gap. Get us going. Yeah, let's do that.
I've been to Busch Stadium a few times. It's a beautiful ballpark. I don't think I realized how deep the alleys were there. When Elly hits his triple, Spencer Steer hits his triple, all those things. It just, it's kind of surprising how the ball travels a little differently out there.
Yeah, no doubt. And it just seemed like the wind was whirling around in different directions and stuff too. Just a couple of the what seemed like routine fly balls. The guys had to make a last-minute adjustment to catch it. And you know what I mean? It's just been an odd day. They even brought it up on the broadcast. Some of the flags were blowing left to right, and one was swirling in the middle. And I don't know, it's just been an odd day for the wind inside the ballpark. It's a good stop by
Rave Damsey, the pothead with the block. I got to figure out what that means. I'm not familiar with the story, but I'm intrigued now. And that's even to count at 1-1. Daggone it. Come on, Tyler.
He's due. 0 for 4. He's due.
Yeah. Well, and it sucks because CB's had a terrible strike zone today, and so I don't know how Stevenson feels about it. But if there's somebody that should know it, it's him.
Yeah, very true. Good point.
You still have Trevino on the bench. You still got CES on the bench. Trying to look at what this would look like late inning. But yeah, I mean, now that it's a righty, I'm not sure that you see them at all. Although Connor Joe is due up in a few batters if this inning could continue. Ball's down.
Leave it.
All right. Come on.
Nothing else. Get on base.
Come on, Ty Steve. Get us one, baby.
Another one of those base clearing triples from Spencer Steer would be all right. Get him on base.
Yeah, it'd be all right. It's weird. Ever since the Elly cycle, every time somebody hits a triple, I'm like, oh, what else do they have? Like I know that's the hard one.
Right. Once they knock that one out, then everything else seems like, okay, this could happen.
It's like playing Monopoly and landing on Boardwalk or Park Place. It's like, ooh, I got one.
Right.
The other one's a guarantee. So we go to a full count here with Ty. Oh, man. As much as I hate them, the cream uniforms, kind of smooth.
Yeah. Not a big fan of any part of this team, I'm not going to lie.
Another foul ball. Oh, man.
And that's the other thing they always talk about, what a great fan base and what it is and the whole – look at all those empty seats behind Helsley right there.
Oh, no, but, dude, they're all chased up to the shade. Sadak mentioned that on the broadcast.
Oh, did
I wouldn't be sitting out there either. Ain't a chance in hell you'd catch me there.
Not me either, don't get me wrong, but
oh, man.
It happened to catch my eye.
Damn it. Swings at ball 4, 2, or strike 3, depending on where CB Buckner's feeling right there.
Yeah, you never know with that guy.
Yeah. So you got 2 down. Runner hasn't moved from second base. We have broken that streak, though. We could be continuing on to we haven't been able to score the free runner at second base in any of our extra innings games.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Come on, Spencer Steer. Come on, baby.
Put one in the gap here.
Come on. Ball down. There we go. There we go.
Come on.
Seen the slider. we go.
Come on, Spence.
Ooh, had a good pitch to hit there. Caught a fastball, middle.
That might be his only pitch to hit.
Come on.
Let's try to make that happen here. Come on, Spence.
As he goes. Oh, up and over.
There it goes.
Get by him. There you go.
All right, let's get a poke here. Let's get a poke.
Come on.
Make that hurt. Make that hurt.
Daggone it. Where was that? That comes in pitch before. We could be really upset with Tyler Stevenson for striking out.
Yeah.
Now, after a wild pitch like that, I wonder if Spencer Steer doesn't come out swinging here. Thinking he's going to try to relocate one. Oh, he gets a 97-mile-an-hour fastball for the second time, and the bat right down the freaking middle.
Popped it up.
Here we go. We got to walk a tightrope.
Buckle your seatbelts. Likes for strikes, people. Likes for strikes. Like the stream. Tell all your friends. Subscribe. Let everybody know. We're trying to muster a win here. Trying to bring something together. Oh, man. Letting a 5-2 lead away from these guys just makes it that much worse, man.
In the eighth of all places.
I just absolutely killed. I
guess the eighth and the ninth.
The roller coaster continues.
Who's the pitcher going to be is my question.
I think it was Barlow warming up.
Scott Barlow, yeah.
So I thought I saw.
Sorry, so the way I've been able to try to get these box score recaps, I've got a legal pad going. That's got all my notes. Like I've taken each inning, kind of gets its own notes, and then I go back and try to highlight what's important as I go.
There you go.
Try to get this thing rolling.
That's a good strategy.
That
box score recap is no joke, man.
It's not easy to do right after. I just watched the damn thing. I know what happened.
Right.
Over beers, I could casually tell you no problem. Then you put this freaking light on, and it's like, oh no.
I can tell you what happened. It's just keeping it all in order. It's like, that happened in the.
Is that the fourth? Who was pitching? Who was that guy?
No doubt.
Oh man! All right, Scott. Show me something here, Captain. Come on. I think a lot of folks are pissed off in the chat today about terrible managing in today's ball game. I don't think it's today's ball game that's terrible. I really don't. I can almost see the reason for each one of these moves. It's yesterday that put you in the hole for today. That pisses me off. Jose Barrero is going to freaking beat us the same way Stuart Fairchild did. Son of a mother. Daggone it.
Just a little salt in the wound.
Just there, absolutely just turn that knife just a little bit in your stomach. That it's going to be Barrero that costs the plate.
We're going to make a play here. Let's make a play here. Come on, defense. You're going to have to keep us in this. The bunt is coming.
Elly playing middle. Come on. Oh, come on now. Oh, he's working on the pitch comp. I thought we were getting ready to come out and call a defense from Tyler Stevens. I'm like, how do we not know? We knew the runner was coming, man. Come on. Oh, Jose Barrero. What was his original name before he changed it? Because he changed it.
Garcia? Jose Garcia.
That's right. Okay. Oh. So we're telling them, bunt the ball to third base, and you got it.
Yeah.
By having Elly hold him on. First base.
Yep. Got
He's safe anyway.
He's safe anyway.
Mother.
Oh, what a dagger.
God. First and third. Nobody out. Delaying the inevitable now.
Yep. Absolutely terrible. Oh, that's terrible.
How do you play the bunt and that's not Santiago Espinal's ball? How are we not in? He showed it on the first pitch. Where's your third baseman there?
He's not even in the picture.
If you're not going to have Elly cover there, is Santiago Espinal going back to third base to cover?
I think he was standing next to the throw. He just didn't get there in time. He just didn't crash as hard as he should have.
He showed it on pitch one.
Not even necessarily that he should have. I don't think he was just up close enough to begin with.
Yeah. Intentionally walked to load the bases. So now you got bases loaded, infield in. Got to make a play at the plate here.
Got to make a play.
Oh, man. Mason Wynn. Who's got a little bit of Javi Baez. He's got a little Javi Baez in him, I feel like. Mason Wynn does.
Let's hope he's got the Javi Baez that strikes out 100 times.
Yeah. Here we go.
333 average with the bases loaded. This does not bode well for us at all.
No. Ground ball to Espinal. He bobbles. He gets it to the plate. We get an out. Still alive. One out. Bases loaded. Here we go. Come on.
I'm not sure what happened. My FanDuel just glitched. I completely missed the out.
Oh, man. Ball hit hard to Espinal. He's playing in. He's on the corner. Ball's hit to him.
Play.
Off his chest. Just straight bodies a ball.
I did get to see the replay, but for whatever reason, it glitched live. It was weird.
Here we go. I'm watching Game Day 2, chat. I'm just trying not to spoil the surprise for everybody, but we appreciate y'all giving us a chance here. Oh, the big man, Alec Burleson, a righty on lefty. This is not what you want for Scott Barlow, but on that first pitch,
let's go.
Hard hit ball to Spencer Steer. Boom at the plate.
What a big out.
What are you doing? Oh, goodness. Top 11, top 12. Somebody's telling me here. What do we got? Why are we? Damn, we're real behind. My game day hasn't even loaded that. I tell you what, if he can dance this thing, what an inning by Scott Barlow.
Yeah, you're not kidding. You were talking about being up against it.
Yeah, I mean, their backs against it. They get a bunt down. I mean, nothing, hard hit balls, but right at dudes induces these ground balls to the point that we, that's huge.
Absolutely.
I'm still not 100% positive we're getting out of this. Never mind. Now I am.
Never mind. Now I am.
Hide the chat and don't watch Game Day. Somebody says that's got to be Kirby. That's got to be Kirby. Sorry, Nick. Oh, man, here we go. So we're going to hide the chat. That's probably not a bad idea. So we'll hide the chat. We love you guys. We really do. You guys talk amongst each other, but we're feeling like we're in this thing. So we get Scott Barlow here. We got an 0-2 count against Wilson Contreras. Bases loaded. You've already gotten 2 force outs at the plate. We're going to see what we can get here.
Let's go. Let's go.
Boom. Boom,
that
boom,
boy,
boom.
Scotty Barlow. That a boy. That's getting her done.
Did you throw him 2? He threw 14
Absolutely
pitches yesterday.
nails.
You got to ride a hot hand, right? You can't go to somebody else.
Just ride it. What other choice do we have? What other choice do we have?
Come on.
Let's go.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Turn that into some offense, man. We got to get this. We got to get the Manfred man in get him in and get over this.
We've got to get 700 people on this stream. Let's do this. Get the numbers up. Tell your friends. Let's get 700 people in this mother, and we're going to win this thing in top.
Likes for runs, baby. Likes for runs. We got to score some runs here. Let's go. Like the stream. Subscribe. Tell all your friends. We're having a good time in here. We're going to turn this into a win. Let's go.
So you're going to get Spencer Steer at second base here, I believe, and you're going to have Willie Benson leading things off. Old Beeman's due for a moment to kind of get the crowd going. So I kind of like the idea of Willie Beeman here. Phil Maton, though, their left-hander just comes in. So now you got CES and or Maton. Maton, I think he's actually how you say that.
Yep.
So you got Benson up at the plate. You got CES and Jose Trevino on the bench. I don't know where I go here. I'm not sure if I let Benson hit against the lefty or if I take my chances elsewhere. If he's going to be bunting, just leave him in. And then you've got your contact guy, Tito's guy, and Santiago Espinal against the left-handed pitcher with a runner on third base. So to me, this screams bunt with Benson, but we'll see how this thing plays out.
We got WTI trader wants to call up Hines from Louisville real quick, make the drive up for a pinch hit.
God knows he could.
Right, no doubt.
Hey, man, Kirby said hi to chat. And I'm still sitting here watching game day as I get those updates.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So in the 10th inning, Mason Wynn. He went through the heart of the yard. He went 2, 3, 4 to get those two. That's what's really impressive about that with Barlow. That's incredible.
It's absolutely huge. Let's go. Oh boy, what a big inning.
Yeah.
That's as big as inning from Scotty Barlow as we've had.
Yeah, that's that hero stuff, man, that we talked about. Dudes that kind of put the team on their back, and you got to be that dude to win us a ball game. Elly did it for us, and then we, gave it back, and then Scotty Barlow gives you a chance to win a ball game here. Oh, Phil's a freaking righty. I thought he was their lefty. That's Matt's that I'm thinking of. I'm sorry. I had my stuff backwards. So, no, Will Benson will not be swinging. Will not be bunting here. I think he's going to be swinging away.
I think so, too. Oh, 61 is warming up. We got Chase Petty in the bullpen warming up.
Let's go. Well, because you're now at a point where this game could go on. Like,
pass ball. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, get there.
All
get there,
right,
Spencer.
all right.
Baby. Come on, Willie. He's already done it once. What a great at bat he had getting that
drive this
that fly earlier. Yes. Come on, Willie. Come on. 2-0. I wonder if you don't put him on. You've got Espinal crossed him up, too. That was just a miscue. Come on, baby. Come on. I'm not looking at the chat. I'm not looking at game day. We're just going here.
Come on, Willie.
Come on, Willie.
Leave it.
Oh, that's better.
That looked like a CB Buckner special, right?
Oh, man. Well, if he calls that, I get it. I mean, it's there, but you got a 3-0 count, so let's do this.
Come on, Willie B. Oh.
Just missed. 90 mile an hour. Get something to hit. Just drive it to the outfield. I love that that's not an over aggressive swing. He's not trying to put us up 2 runs. He's trying to put us up 1 with that swing. That's not a kill it ball like he's usually done in the past. Oh, man. There's Eric Davis' hands. Oh, taking a look. That's a good pitch.
Yeah, that's a real good pitch. Come on, Willie B.
That still pisses me off. I got Maton and Matt's mixed up there. Damn it.
Ouch.
Gassed him too. And that strike there. He swung at a strike. He didn't look at ball 4. He didn't swing at ball 4. So that'd have been a rough way to go. Your contact guy, instead of Jose Trevino, instead of Christian Encarnacion Strand, it's Santiago Espinal here.
Do your job, baby.
Defensively, you're done.
Do your job, buddy.
There's no other way to get around this. Be the contact guy we need you to be. Just bloop a ball out there. Come on.
Come on, Ford.
Duh. What a breaker. No, man. Come on, SB. Infield's in to try to cut this thing down after Espinal.
Oh.
Damn. Just missed the double down the line.
Oh, that was close. Foul ball down the line. That was close.
After Espinal, you have Connor Joe due up. I don't know if that's the way you go there or not, but God, I hate the idea of Connor Joe taking an at bat in this spot, though.
We're out of options in left field.
Yeah. All right, ball up. Come on, SB. Hang in there. Hang in there. Be that dude today, Come on.
Oh, a half swing.
Ring him up, sit him down.
Man, that kills
It's Connor freaking Joe due up.
Come on, 17. Be the hero nobody expects. Come on, 17.
I ran crap on Elly yesterday. I'll run it on Connor Joe right now. This is a horrible position to be in. Jamer, Austin, Noelvi can't get here soon enough. Ball up.
I saw something on Chatterbox Sports. I think Austin Hayes is in the building. I mean,
he's in St. Louis. He's taking BP. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody has boots on the ground. That's
close.
huge.
Yeah, we're getting close.
That's huge. Yeah, I don't trust them to put a bat on the ball here.
I don't feel great about it. I'm not going to lie to you, but we don't. Like you said, what other choice do we have?
Yeah.
Come on, 17. Just be a hero one time, baby. Get a base hit.
Oh, now you're back to who was that?
2 strikes.
Who did they just show in the pen?
Chase Petty.
No, that wasn't him. That was a different. It didn't have the arm sleeve. It was a different righty. Who else would it be?
I don't believe it was.
Connor Phillips.
I have to go back. I didn't look close enough, I guess.
Here we go, Connor.
Come on, Connor. Just get a base hit here.
After Joe, you've got Matty McLain, who's had a hell of a day.
Yeah,
if he can somehow reach. Right now. If he can somehow reach.
Leave it. Leave it.
There you go. There you go. Come on, Connor. Come on, Connor.
Have you an AB here, bud?
Has he pulled it? Yeah, he did. He hit one foul ball, didn't he? I was about to say, has he pulled the bat off his shoulder yet?
Yeah.
No.
Leave it. You got him on. Let's go.
There we go. Atta boy.
Captain 9.
Struggling with the breaking stuff.
Come on, Captain 9. Let's go.
He's got to be back in the 2-hole tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Yep.
The way he's going. I mean, that's
the way Tito talked, though. When he goes up to the 2-hole, he's there to stay.
But he hit the 2-hole like 2 days or last week at one point in time and then came back down. So I'm not 100% positive. So
that is true. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, because I saw that in the pregame lineup. I think that was a day that somebody got scratched late though when they made that move.
Come on, 9. Be a hero, baby.
Oh, first pitch swinging, gets a fastball top of the zone.
He's loving that curveball, though, so here it comes.
He hasn't done that curveball for a strike, I don't think, in a couple batters.
Nope, I was lying. I lied. How about 91 chin music?
Oh, up on it.
Come on, stay hot, baby. Stay hot.
No, another foul ball, man. About the same pitch.
He's on
same pitch.
Put it in play. Find a gap somewhere.
Come on. Let's go, Matty.
Come on. Get a base hit. Get a base hit.
Playing a no doubles to try to prevent the run, man. That outfield's shallow. Just get one out there.
Thought that was it.
Oh, that was off the plate ball, too.
Yeah.
Nah, never mind. That is Petty still.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it was.
I swear when he threw the last time, he didn't have the black arm sleeve. That's what made me think it wasn't him. But maybe it was that angle that they're showing right there that I can't see his arm sleeve. It's got to be a weird moment for Chase Petty out there.
All right,
so it looks like to him regardless. So I mean,
Connor Joe advances on a runner or defensive indifference.
Yeah.
Come on, kid. Get a base hit here.
Come on, Matt.
And he's all over it.
Yeah, I mean, that ball's up. He's got that heater. He's put 90 on him above the hands 3 times already.
Yeah.
Here comes that hook you're looking for. He's up to 22 pitches. Oh. Matty. He threw it for a strike, though. I mean, he swung a strike. So,
yep.
All right. Here we go. We need some more folks in here. We need 800 to keep this thing to go to 12. Come on now. We got to keep this thing going. Come on.
Grab another beer, whatever you got to do here. We're in for the long haul.
Let's do it.
We're in for the long haul.
Daggone it. Cannot believe that. Oh, man.
I felt like a really, really big missed opportunity there, man.
Yeah, I mean, Scott Barlow gives you the 11th there, or gives you the 10th there, and you blow it in the 11th. Right. I don't know, man. You get a couple of dudes up that you trust. I like Willie Benson in that spot. I hate Connor Joe in that spot. I love Matt McLain in that spot. So, you come and you go. Stevenson with a big missed opportunity with a runner on third and striking out, or with a runner on second, striking out too. There's fault up and down this thing.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. There's only 4 or 5 guys in the lineup that I would actually want in that spot. Espinal's probably one of them.
Oh, yeah.
It's not my first choice, don't get me wrong, but the way he handles the bat, I like the opportunity for him to get one in the outfield. I wasn't feeling real optimistic about it at the time, but when you look at it as a whole, there's only 4 or 5 guys in this lineup I would trust, and he's definitely one of them. We just couldn't get it done.
The only bad thing is sitting here, I'm dad of the year as the wife's out of town for the weekend. I've got a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old just outside that door there, and they're being cool. They're watching a movie, so we're going to see if that lasts, because old Brooksy and Benny could make his show real interesting real quick.
We might be having a guest appearance.
17-61 here. Here we go. Come on. Come on, 6-1. He had an arm sleeve. That's just the tattoos. I swear he had an arm sleeve on.
As I say, I didn't see the arm sleeve, but
it's just straight tattoos. That's all it is.
It's that sleeve, that tattoo sleeve.
Yeah. My God, what a confidence boost it would be for him to get through this.
You aren't kidding.
Oh, man. So they go pinch runner out of second base. I got Jordan Walker replacing Wilson Contreras.
No. Almost took Arenado's hip off.
I'll take it. Fuck the hell with them.
Come on, CP.
I'm not sure that walking the first guy isn't the worst mistake. I mean, when you're in this spot, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like set up your double play ball in the middle. Yeah. I mean, it's.
I'm definitely not throwing Arenado anything to hit right here.
Oh, heck no. I'm hitting him before I give him something to hit.
He just did. You said it, and he just did.
Yes. Nobody better to wear one. Not letting you beat us twice today, homie.
That's it.
Down to first you go.
Thanks for tying it up. Here's your parting gift.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I think Cowboys are talking about it now, but not necessarily a bad thing if the young guy's not afraid to go inside.
Oh, yeah. No, challenge him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There you go. That's the exact same pitch he just hit him with.
Yeah. Ball's missing arm side. So if he's going to miss that way, if it's a righty, look out. We can beam the bases loaded. Come on. Oh, man.
There's a good first out.
That's going to stay in. Yeah, with runners on first and second, we got this.
All right.
Elly takes charge over Santiago. There it is. We got one away. Come on,
Chase. Get a ground ball and let's get out of this.
Am I crazy in thinking that walking the first guy is the right play in this inning?
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I'm not putting any more runners on than I have to, especially.
But it's a one run. The runner on second base is the winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
If they beat you by 2, they beat you by 1. Who gives a damn?
Right.
Set up your force play everywhere. If you can run into a double play with one of these ground balls, and now you're at 2 outs instead of that runner on third with 1 out. Oh, what a pitch! There's 94 on the outer half. That's well located. Come on, Chase. Come on, Chase.
There's the second out. Okay,
yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, baby, that's in play. Let's go. We got 2 outs, runners on first and second. We're in a 5-5 ball game here in the bottom of the 11th. Our boy Chase Petty
right there.
Come on. man, this is a confidence booster for him. And the nice thing is he's a starting pitcher, so you've got him for the extra innings if we need to go more. I just don't want to have to make him walk a tightrope longer than we have to. But a 2-out win in this situation, oh my goodness, could you imagine?
Oh yeah,
and then he slots into your rotation. Like if he's got confidence, slot him into your rotation now.
Right.
Come on, Chase.
That was what.
This is Yohel Pozo that is taking the at bat here. Takes a first pitch ball.
That's a good pitch.
There you go. That's tough pitch to hit there.
You ain't kidding.
It's 94 with some run.
Did you read the story about this Pozo kid? Was almost homeless in 2020 until he caught a break with the Cardinals, and he was living out of his car and all kinds of stuff. It's a crazy story. Come on, Will. Come on, Will. We need to throw. We need to throw. Oh!
And they walk it off on us. Damn it.
There it goes.
Oh, your Reds lose a heartbreaker 6-5 in a situation where you had the game up. Oh, man.
That's an absolute
hate to see
bagger.
it. That sucks. We're at 799. Get us to 800. Join us in our misery. We're going to get after this thing on the other side. We appreciate y'all. Like, share the stream. We'll be back in just a short minute and a half.
High drive. Left center field. Racing back to the wall. Bourgeois. The Reds are National League Central Division champions. In the air, left center field. Did he? He did. Reds win. Line to right field. Genius, the first Red ever. With 4 home runs in a game. Can you believe it? In the air, down the right field line. Doesn't have a chance. The Reds have won on a 3-run home run on opening day by Ramon Hernandez. A strike away and out away is Homer Bailey. Ground ball to third. Frazier gloves. Throw to first, and Homer Bailey, for the second time in his major league career, has tossed a no-hitter. Oh, are you kidding me? Holy Moses, the second player in major league history to hit 7 home runs in the first 10 games. In the air, and the Reds win. What a dream beginning to the career of Trey Bruce.
Well, hey, welcome back into Chatterbox Reds, proudly sponsored by Deep South Commodities. Chatterbox Reds, your home for everything Cincinnati Reds on a daily basis. I'm joined by my brother, Eric Phillips, and tonight we're with you is the Phillips brothers, Eric Phillips and Cory Phillips. Eric, a roller coaster night at the ballpark. Felt like we had a pretty good win going into the 8th, up 5-2, and then our bullpen let us down, man, when it looked like it was going to be a good day for the bullpen. Another start from Brent Suter when we absolutely had to have it, and it looked like a pretty good day. Fell apart in the 8th and just lost it there. The wheels just fell off after that. Another walk-off loss here. Reds lose 6-5 in St. Louis and what felt like an absolute dagger of a loss. Give me your thoughts on today's Titanic struggle.
Yeah, so I'll get into a box score recap here in a minute and kind of take you through what was a very eventful Saturday in St. Louis. But I feel bad for a few guys today because you get heroic efforts from Scott Barlow, you get heroic efforts from Elly. Matt McLain has a great day at the plate. You just get some really good winning efforts from a few guys. And the mismanagement of yesterday's game creeps back into today as Tony Santillan has a very rough 8th inning and turns this into what should have been a very going away victory. And I'll even feel sorry for Will Benson where he played the add-on. That sacrifice fly and a great at bat there. But yeah, it's tough. It's your 3rd loss in a row. We've not been swept, but this feels like a low point in terms of, kind of where we go from here. And it doesn't get any easier. I mean, we get into tomorrow and then you turn around to a Yankee series back at home. The Heat definitely got to some guys today, the home plate umpire included. So yeah, it's a devastating loss on the surface, but I'm on the trace boat of there's losses that are demoralizing and there's no hope in sight. and then there's losses that I still feel like there was fight there today. Like this team still showed the ability to get up off the mat. You're down 2-0. You take back the lead. You get to 5-5. You have a great outing from Barlow. Like there's a lot of to and from, and you're one or two pieces of hitting away from taking care of this thing, or taking care of it. It wasn't the defense's fault today. It was solely on the bullpen and Tony Santillan. So, but to get into a box score recap. Today, Reds versus Cardinals at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. You had Brent Suter starting for the Reds in what was a bullpen game versus our familiar face in Sonny Gray. It was a 2:15 first pitch. The on-field feels like temperature got up to 106 degrees, and that was a lingering thing throughout the day. You wouldn't see a lot of fans in the seats. Everybody was back up in the shade. Innings were taking a little bit longer as the home plate umpire was taking some extra time to get some water and things like that. And we even had a little bit of a circus going on in the bottom of the fourth inning. So, but start things off. Reds go quietly in the first after a Gavin Lux walk, but in the bottom of the first, a Mason Wind walk, and then a Burleson home run to right field makes it 2-0 Cardinals. Nothing really happened in the second inning. Going into the top of the third, we get to Matt McLain with a base hit to TJ Friedel's base hit, sending Matt to third base, and then a Gavin Lux double play ball makes it 2-1 in favor of the Cardinals. Elly then triples on a ball to center field that the ball coming in from the outfield kicks away from third baseman. I don't think J.R. House is sending him, but Elly decides to get up and take a shot for home. Again, it's 106 degrees out. He's gassed as he gets into third. He makes a chance, tries to make a play for his team to tie things up. He is out by a good 15 feet and a 90-foot base path. And that is the last out of the inning as Elly's thrown out at the plate after trying to extend a triple. In the bottom of the third, even more events happen as, by God, that's Nick Martinez's music. As Nick Martinez, on a day after he has a short outing against the Twins on Thursday, he has a bullpen scheduled for today. He decides, I'm going to go ahead and throw that in game. And he gives us two rock-solid innings in the third and fourth innings. And on a day when the bullpen, we knew we needed help, Nick Martinez is one of those guys, similar to what I was talking about with Brent Suter. Give me the ball. I'll go in and do what we need to. But that leads to, nothing really happening in the bottom of the third. Top of fourth goes pretty quietly. But in the bottom of the fourth, Elly makes a throw from the infield that gets away from Spencer Steer. But as he's leaning, he does keep his foot on the bag and makes an out. It's not a couple of seconds later, Elly throws up at shortstop. And I'm not talking about like throws the ball up over Spencer Steer's head. I'm talking about intestines to the outside, talking about they had a call for a cleanup at field position 6. And it was an interesting delay. But after being able to run the bases like he did, the 106-degree temperature, it was just a tough scene for the guy. But as the trooper that he is, they come out, they give him some water. Cowboy talked us through it really well. He says what happens is you get gassed, you go in, you drink way too much water, you get out there, you feel worse for the wear. Once the yak happens, now I actually feel halfway decent, and we get back to Elly being a good shortstop. But that takes us all the way to the bottom of the fifth. Ian Jabot comes in to replace Nick Martinez. He walks 3 guys in the inning, but a Tyler Stevenson back pick on a missed bunt attempt on a runner going with runners on first and second gets the first out, and then a line-out double play keeps the score at 2-1 Cardinals. In the top and the bottom of the sixth, left-handed pitcher Steven Matz is it, or in the top of the sixth, left-handed pitcher Steven Matz in for the St. Louis, and he gets through the order. The Reds go through the bottom of the sixth pretty quietly as well. Top of the seventh, a Connor Joe walk, and then a Matt McLain double, his third hit of the game. And Wheatley gives us runners on second and third with nobody out. A TJ Friedel hard ground ball and a Gavin Lux fielder's choice with Connor Joe scores, making it 2-2. And after that Gavin Lux fielder's choice, he remains on first base. And then Elly De La Cruz from the right-hand side against a left-handed pitcher hits a missile, making it 4-2 Reds. It looks like it's going to be Elly's flu game. Bottom of the seventh, huge inning from Leon Richardson as he is in his second inning of relief. And kudos to what Leon was able to give us out of the pen today. Top of the eighth, Spencer Steer hits a leadoff triple. Will Benson then has a great at bat and sends the ball to deep enough outfield that he makes it 5-2 Reds on the sacrifice fly. Then we get to the bottom of the eighth. After Leon Richardson departs, Tony Santillan in. Tony Santillan leads off with a single to Victor, or gets 2 outs, and then gives up a single to Victor Scott. Then a Donovan single makes it, puts Scott to third base. You've got runners on first and third. A Mason Wynn single makes it 5-3 Reds. An Alec Burleson single makes it 5-4 Reds. And then they move to Emilio Pagan to get the last out of the eighth inning. A strikeout of Wilson Contreras ends the 8th inning with no further damage. We get to the top of the 9th. Reds go quietly, and in the bottom of the 9th, Nolan Arenado hits a bomb to left field, making it 5-5, and would send this thing into extras. That is where my notes end, but I'm going to kind of go play by play here. In the 10th, the Reds turn to Scott Barlow, who gives us an outing out of gumption on a day where he's thrown back-to-back days. He comes out and gives you an inning. Even with the free runner on second base, we aren't able to score our run, and we're able to hold the Cardinals in the 10th as well. Then in the 11th, we get to a situation where Will Benson strikes out swinging. Santiago Espinal. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the 10th. My bad. So in the top of the 11th, where we were unable to score the free runner again, we get to the bottom of the 11th where the Cardinals come in, and we turn to Chase Petty, who was in town from the taxi squad yesterday, is activated today. Chase Petty comes in. He hits Nolan Arenado with the first pitch, putting runners on first and second. He does get 2 outs, but eventually a slap single by Yohel Pozo singles on a line drive, and Jordan Walker scores from second base, and that's your walk-off win for the St. Louis Cardinals as they win 6-5. And a very eventful day at Busch Stadium. But again, a very devastating loss, the 3rd in a row for the Reds. That takes us to 39-38, just a game above 500. The Cardinals move to 42-35 on the season. Corey T, what are you thinking?
An absolute dagger. I don't know what to think, man. I spent all day thinking we weren't going to win this game. I didn't have a good feeling going into it. Then after we get the Elly home run, I was on cloud 9 thinking this is going to be the turning point in the season. We're finally getting over the hump in Busch Stadium, finally getting past the National League, the Central Division foe, and just for everything to come crashing back down, man. And I don't know. I try to be optimistic as much as I possibly can, but I really feel like this was a dagger of a loss, man. But this is now a series loss to the Brewers, now a series loss to the Cubs, now a series loss to the Cardinals, all the teams that were chasing the National League Central. And it just seems like it's the same horse and pony show all over again, man. And it's just, I don't know. You just get tired of it as a Reds fan. You feel like you're beating your head against the wall to a certain extent. But I don't know.
And that's what's weird about being in a wild card race too. I mean, you win a game and you're chasing a bunch of guys. The Cardinals there, the Brewers there, the Cubs are out ahead. You've got the Padres, you've got the Phillies, you got all these guys that you're chasing in the wild card scene. When you win a ball game, you look up and you hope that 2 or 3 of them lose. But man, when you lose a ball game, you look up, it seems like all of them are winning. Like every loss seems like it's extrapolated and it just sends you in the wrong direction in whatever standings it is that you're looking at. But yeah, it's really tough to swallow a 3rd loss in a row on a day when you get heroic efforts. I mentioned it when we were streaming in the 9th that you get heroic efforts from Elly. You get heroic efforts from Scott Barlow. Matt McLain has a great day at the plate. Will Benson has a great at-bat that extends from a 2 to a 3-run lead. I just don't know how demoralizing it is that these guys put their best effort forward. Yesterday, we were looking for a hero, and nobody came through on the offensive side. Today, you get heroic efforts, and it still ends up in a loss because of the mismanagement of yesterday's ball game. What do you have for a rundown for us today?
What's that?
I said, what do you have for us for a rundown for us today? I don't want to jump ahead of the topics too terribly quick, but I know we want to kind of keep a little bit of order. We want to attack these things as we go.
Okay, from a rundown standpoint, man, we're going to have we're going to talk about the bullpen game. Number 2 on the list, I've got Matty Ice. Matty's just absolutely on fire right now with his 9-game hitting streak going. I'm going to talk about, I put heated battle for number 3. Just the heat was another opponent you had to get through today. And number 4, unfortunately, I put bullpen blows it. I mean, I was riding high with the bullpen, typing in really good notes about the bullpen, and then everything just kind of sailed south on us. So that's what I've got from a rundown standpoint, man. But first and foremost, let's get to our DSC deep drive of the day, which will be, of course, your 2-run home run by Elly De La Cruz to give us a 4-2 lead. Elly's 2-run homer went 435 feet, went 107.8 miles out to 107.8 miles an hour off the bat. Absolutely crushed the tater from the right-hand side. So that was your DSC deep drive of the day. Our deep drive of the day is sponsored by Deep South Commodities. Deep South Commodities is a leader in renewable commodities for biofuel production, specializing in used cooking oil collection, aggregation, and sales. Visit www.deepsouthcommodities.com for more information. And thanks, as always, to our friends at DSC. Really hoping that deep drive would have got us over the hump, and Elly was going to be our hero, and I was going to make you eat crow for the show last night, and everything just kind of went south after that, man. And I just absolute dagger, man, absolute dagger.
Yeah, and so I get back to it, and we talked about the bullpen blowing it. And I think we'll lead off there. And I know we've got a few topics we want to get to, and so we'll kind of check them off. May not be in the right order, but the bullpen blowing it is the story of today. You have a 5-2 lead going into the 8th inning. You bring in Tony Santillan. I have no problem with Tony Santillan in a high leverage situation. Is it a 3-run lead? Could it have been somebody else? Could it have been Chase Petty at that point in time without runners on base or whatever it is? I don't know what you're looking for, but you've got an opportunity to win a game, throwing your high leverage reliever. That's fine. What the problem is that you threw Tony Santillan yesterday in 90-plus degree heat in a game that was heated, and he didn't have a great outing yesterday either. And so it's one of those, we talk about the overuse of a guy, and then in back-to-back days when the temperature's up and you're in the middle of a day game, you get him warm and you bring him in again, and he has the inning that he does. It's weird because he gets the first 2 outs, but then it's single. It's not like he wasn't missing any bats. It wasn't, via the walk that he was costing things. It's the fact that he just did not have the gas today, and eventually he only gets through 2/3 of an inning before them having to turn to Pagan. Them turning to Pagan leads to, a lack of focus coming out in the 9th inning, and that lack of focus leads to Elona Arenado giving them an opportunity to send this thing to extras. I love the idea. We've seen it from the chat a few times as well. Leon Richardson had thrown a great 6th and 7th inning. He had the opportunity to take the 8th as well. You're in a situation where that long reliever, it's a bullpen day. This is why I don't like them. It handcuffs you towards the end of the game as to what you're able to do and who you're able to expose themselves to. Your bullpen's now gassed again going into tomorrow because you only use Chase Petty for 1 inning. Nick Martinez does give you 2 innings of hope, and that was just an unbelievable performance. And it came out of nowhere. And maybe Tito knew it, coming into the day that was the idea, and I'm sure he did. But it seems like yesterday's downfall in a game where you didn't have to throw Tony Santillan cost you today's game as well. And so we're starting to see these mismanagement opportunities kind of start to pile up. I hate it. I hate the fact that, we put Tony Santillan in that spot. He's the most used reliever in baseball. And today it showed. You get back-to-back days in 90-degree heat, and guess what? It's not getting any colder. You're 95 tomorrow. I think it's 92 for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday here in Cincinnati against the Yankees. So you better find some fresh arms, Zach Maxwell, whoever else is down there. Get Connor Phillips ready because you're going to have to turn around. You're going to need this bullpen over the next couple of days. We need Andrew Abbott to be the savior tomorrow and keep us from getting swept down there in St. Louis and be the ace of this staff while Hunter Greene's absent.
And that's exactly what it's going to boil down to. Now we're going to have innings out of our front end just to keep from the back end. Santillan's he's the most used pitcher in all of baseball as far as bullpen usage is concerned. And run him out there and what wasn't a very critical spot last night, the game kind of fell out of hand. And it turns around and bites us again today. I'm not opposed to throwing Leon Richardson out there for a 3rd inning. He's only gone 3 innings, I think, 1 time, and it was early in the year in like April. But stay with the hot hand. The dude's throwing strikes when he's piping the ball in the strike zone. How do you not stay with it? Obviously, hindsight's always 20/20, but just a tough pill to swallow, man. And Pagan had a good outing, but it just seems like that 1 home run or that 1 mistake pitch always seems to bite him in the butt every single time, and that was very, very deflating as far as that's concerned. And we just ate it from there.
Yeah, and you would have to think they've got to bring up another arm. We see it from Steve in the chat here where he talks about the problem for Sunday is the Reds bullpen's toast. Yeah. You've had 2 games where the bullpen's let you down over the last couple of days, and now you're staring it in the face of you've only got Taylor Rogers and Connor Phillips to turn to. Emilio Pagan goes, I need to take a peek how many innings or how many pitches he threw, but he was upwards of 30 pitches between the 2 innings, having to try to get 4 outs there. So it's just I don't know. I hate to harp on Tito. Like he's a World Series winning manager. I don't want to jump off the Tito wagon, but that very, very large decision to bring Tony Santillan into the game yesterday when you didn't have to, when a game was already out of reach, that wasn't a high leverage situation. That was a hope and pray that we get back into this situation. And you bring him in for that time. It wasn't smart. And then it catapults your bullpen into misery even more when you tack on 2 extra innings in this game. And Chase Petty threw the ball well. I put him as the thumbnail or as the picture for today's podcast because I was really hopeful that Chase would get something to feel good about coming out of this start. He's come up, he's had 2 ridiculous starts, or he's had 2 miserable starts. Then he had the ridiculous situation where they throw a starter and then he never actually comes into the game. And I thought, oh my God, we're going down the same track. Like this poor kid's confidence has to be absolutely shot at this point. But now he has an inning under his belt. He gets those 2 pop outs. He throws really good pitches. The contact that cost us the ball game was weak. That was a that was a duck snort or whatever you want to call it. That was just a little flare into right field. Like it wasn't hard contact. Chase Petty threw the ball very, very well today in the bottom of the 11th inning. Starting with a runner on second base. I love that he drilled Arenado. I wish it had been in the ribs to make it hurt a little bit more instead of that protected elbow. But, it's one of those things that I hope he feels good about himself leaving the game. I hope the organization feels good about him because I think he is a very important piece to this thing, whether it's another bullpen arm or it's joining the starting rotation. With Wade Miley being gone, you're going to have to throw somebody in that rotation at some point in time. And it begs the question, where do they go from here and how fast can these other guys get back?
And that's exactly it. We've got to get some guys healthy. We've got to get Hunter Greene healthy, which that's not going to be anytime soon. Chase Burns, they're real. They're going to move real slowly with that guy, so we're not going to see him in the near future. So you're going to have to leave on Chase Petty. We're going to have better outings from him. I felt like he threw the ball decently well today. I mean, obviously you got to hit batsmen, and a couple balls out of the strike zone there were a little high, but you're going to have that with a new guy and the adrenaline coming in and that sort of thing. But you're exactly right. We're going to need Chase Petty. The arms are going to have to come from somewhere. We're going to have – if we're going to be a serious ball club, you're going to have to find arms at the trade deadline. But I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not sure how much you're willing to buy in at this point to go get arms if this is what it's going to look like in the outcome. I don't want to go chase arms and give up guys in our farm system just to go 500 at the end of the year and still be in the same position we're in now. So I don't really know what the answer is, man. It's hard to see the sunshine right now after losing 2 in a row. The freaking Cardinals of all teams, man. I don't know. Just not feeling very optimistic today, and I don't know what the answer is, man. I wish I had the answer. I wish I knew what to do, but
I'm in a weird spot where I'm not off the deep end on the team as a whole because I love the direction of the fight. Like I like what Spencer Steers has been doing at the plate. He drives the ball into the right center field gap, hits a triple and scores on a sacrifice fly. Matt McLain seems to be coming along. I think the offensive production is there. I think you have to figure something out to keep you've got to shelf Tony Santillan. You've got to, keep Emilio Pagan. Tito has to almost have these guys taken away from him in order to use somebody else, and you're just going to have to live with the consequences. It's going to have to be Luis May. It's going to have to be Zach Maxwell. It's going to have to be Leon Richardson that carry you for a stretch because these guys have carried us from the first game to now. I mean, we're almost to the All-Star. We're a couple weeks away from the All-Star break, and Tony Santillan is the most used reliever in baseball. That can't be the case. You can't duplicate that on the back half. The plan has to start now, so that way when you get that little bit of rest, you can figure out who your best guys are going down the stretch because this is still an above 500 baseball team. If you're hanging around there comes August or September and you get on one of those 5 to 8 game heaters, you put yourself right back into this race. It's going to be there at the end of the day. Following along in a wild card race and everything like that, you're going to pick up smoking as a habit if you watch that stuff on a day in and day out basis with this team. Because there's going to be days that we look up and it's 5.5, and then the next week we're going to be leading the division, or we're going to be leading in the wild card race. It's going to be so sporadic because there's so many teams involved. It's kind of silly it's not silly. It's fun and it's exciting and it's what we're going to look at as fans. But I'm not down on this team. Today was a tough ball game to win. You had one guy come in and not do his job. Brent Suter, gives up the 2-run home run. Can't fault him there. Dude's pitched great. He's your opener. You put him in that situation after he throws 35 pitches on Thursday. So he gets 1 day's rest after 35 pitches and comes in and gives you 2 innings to get started. Burleson stepped in the bucket and hit a ball that was an inch off the plate on the inside, and he pulls it into the right field seats because he's got some brute strength. I'm not going to get mad there. I'm not mad about really anybody's play today outside of Tony Santillan. Like that's everything else can be explained and it is okay. It's one guy that causes a loss, but it sucks because there were 3 or 4 guys that gave you heroic efforts today.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of flowers to go around, and you're exactly right. I don't want to jump off ship on this team as a whole because you're right. The fight's there. Our offense is looking better. If we can start getting some of the pitching that we got in the beginning of the season, we're going to be a lot better off. It just seems like we're running into the same brick wall all the time when it comes to these National League Central foes. I mean, we even had a hard time with the Pirates here in the last couple of years. It's just every time we're playing well and we seem to be going into it. I mean, I made a bet with a guy in the barbershop that we take 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals going into it. I was feeling real optimistic, feeling real good going into it. And then you lose 2 straight, and to lose in this fashion, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just an absolute dagger. I'm not out on this team. I'm a diehard Reds fan. We're in for the long haul, whether we like it or not. And you're exactly right. As far as time to start pulling the trigger on some of these young guys and living and dying with it, because there's one way we're going to find out who we've got and who we don't. Time to find out whether or not they're going to be big leaguers. Time to whether or not we can deal them in a trade or use them in some sort of fashion to try to bring in another bat. So let's figure out what it is we've got and pull the trigger on some of these young boys and some of the big arms that people are looking forward to. I mean, what do we got to lose? What are we going to lose ball games? I mean,
I was about to say,
right,
you want Taylor Rogers to be the reason we lose? You want us to absolutely kill a few guys, or do you want to spread the wealth a little bit here?
Don't get me started on Taylor Rogers, man.
Yeah, that's what. But again,
it's
just the lack of a left-handed reliever gives you puts you in a spot today where you can't bring him in, and it's the same dog and pony show that we ran into last night. He can't get the outs last night. It forces you to use your bullpen in a situation that you didn't need to, and it's a trickle down effect. And when you're talking about a tax bullpen, this goes back to the Nick Martinez only getting like 2 1/3 innings the other day. Now he brings that back by giving us 2 innings back today. And man, I don't think there can be enough said about the teammate that Nick Martinez is volunteering to do that and putting that in Tito's arsenal to go in with today. That felt like such a huge moment. And then Elly delivering, it just like that's team. Like that's a guy. It's going to be my side bullpen. It might as well be live in this 95-degree heat. Let me go do this for you, coach. Let me make this up to my teammates after I let everybody down the other day. That's an amazing performance. You don't see that very often. He's not going to miss his start in the next spot in the rotation. This was a bullpen work that he had already had scheduled. So kudos to Nick Martinez and what he did. I absolutely love that. And he's one of those guys that I feel bad for today. But I'm not going to punt on this team until we have healthy guys when Jeimer Candelario and Austin Hayes are your bench options versus Connor Joe and Garrett Hampson, who both saw time today. The lack of Christian Encarnacion Strand is starting to worry me to the point of why is he here and not down in AAA getting more at bats? Like we're on the reason. If it's Connor Joe or if it's Reese Hines for Christian Encarnacion Strand, feels like if you don't want to carry 2 of those guys, which it seems like they don't because they're practically the same person and how they'll be used and how many at bats they're going to get, then if Encarnacion Strand's not going to be here, bring up the hot hand in Reese Hines because CES has struggled for the last week. But as Spencer Steer starts to figure it out at the plate, Matt McLain's figuring it out at the plate, those ancillary at bats that we were giving guys days off because it seemed like the entire damn lineup needed a day off. All of those questions are starting to kind of fall into place. And with Jeimer and Hayes on the precipice of being here, it seems like it's time to make a couple of moves and roll some things out there. So, I mean, it's crazy to think, but by this Yankees series, you could have 5 new dudes here that aren't here today. Hampson gone, Joe gone, CES gone, 2 bullpen arms gone. Like that's 5 guys. And if you have to pull in a starting pitcher to make Wade Miley's next start, now that you've used Chase Petty in this situation, I don't know who that starter is going to be. I think you do get a day off after the Yankees.
Yeah, we got a day off Thursday.
Yeah, so you get a day off, so you could probably skip that spot in the rotation. But in doing so, like there's a lot of bullpen or a lot of roster management that happens between now and there. And between now and July 3rd, we've got a very easy schedule. So we've got to get that situation figured out over the next couple of weeks and go at this thing with full strength because we need to get while the getting's good. So I see a couple folks talking about Candy's not coming back. He's getting DFA'd. And if that's the case, that's fine. We can stop waiting on him. Noelvi just started his rehab stint too. We're not far away from him being back. If it's Austin Hayes and Reese Hines instead of Connor Joe and Garrett Hampson, I feel better. But then you don't have the depth in the infield, and you've shown your weakness there with both CES and Gavin Lux booting balls this week over at third base. But seems to be a short leash for some and a long leash for others in that department. So I'm not sure what the answer is, but it seems like you can't. We get past our initial depth. The starting 9, the starting pitching is great. Once you get past the first 2 guys in the bullpen, everything kind of falls off the table, and we don't have anybody that we can trust to get in there. And it's just organizational depth that's absolutely killing us right now in these last couple of ball games.
Oh, and that's exactly it. I mean, that was one of the strengths at the very beginning of the season. All we talked about was pitching depth. And now it's taken a couple bad outings, couple injuries, and here we are looking uphill. And what we thought was going to be one of the saviors for the season is becoming a damper, really. I mean, faster than it should be. You were talking about Martinez and what a gritty performance that was, and you're exactly right, especially coming off the outing that he had last time. But I wanted to give him flowers on that bunt. The bunt to first base where he goes and makes a scoop play and digs it out and to Spencer Steer or whatever. That's one of the most athletic plays from a pitcher I've seen for a long time, man.
Yeah, that was sweet. He was absolutely too. He impressed himself with that one.
Oh, yeah, because you can even see him give me a fist bump.
Yeah, man. He was jazzed up. He said, I'm an athlete, man. Check me out. Watch me go.
And the defense behind us today was, I mean, I felt like we played pretty well defensively. I mean, some of the pitching got away from us, but even the bobbled play there by Espinal at third, but he still stayed with it and made the throw. There were some big defensive plays behind us to kind of keep the pitching going and kind of get some momentum going. But I don't know what we got to do to correlate that into outs on the mound from the bullpen. But I just wanted to, it just came into mind when you were talking about the gritty performance of Nick Martinez. I wanted to give him his flowers on that one. And also, I mean, Cowboy brought it up on the broadcast, giving flowers to Spencer Steer to be able to read the athleticism of your pitcher and go and cover the base rather than come after the ball. It was great defense. It was great defense all the way around. I wanted to bring that to light because I thought that was a damn good play.
A lot of you folks might be in here to watch both of us go off the deep end, but I feel like we're taking this thing in the right direction. We're heading towards a winning Sunday here with this podcast today. So if you're with us still, we want this situation to be going into tomorrow. You need a hero in Andrew Abbott. He's got to deliver. We need 7 strong. We need the 3 runs or less. We need to stay in this ball game. The only thing that worries me tomorrow is this is a contact team. They're a top 5 team in batting average, they're a top 2 team in batting average, and they're a top 5 team in on-base percentage. And I feel like that plays well against somebody like Andrew Abbott, but we'll wait and see. Arenado is going to be in the lineup again, but we'll let tomorrow be what tomorrow is. I'm hoping that we have this situation where we can keep ourselves from getting swept, go into that Yankee series. Man, if you could somehow manage to take 2 out of 3, I did get corrected in the chat, and thank you guys so much for helping me out there. It's not July 3rd, it's July 31st that you have the softest schedule in Major League Baseball. So if we can get through that Yankee series, everything on the other end looks a little easier. You go.
We got the Padres after that, though. We got the Yankees.
Yeah, no, you
Padres,
go. But everything gets a little easier after that. Yeah, after the Padres. I'm sorry. So after next weekend, you go from the Padres, then you get to. I'm taking a look at it. You get to Boston to Philly, which will be a tough one, but then you get Miami and Colorado right before the All-Star break. Which, as long as you don't step off the gas, anything that you do over the next week and a half can be rectified in that week in Miami and Colorado, and we can feel really good about this team going into the All-Star break. We're looking for splits now. If we can take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, let's say we drop a series to the Cards, so be it. But we've got to have this situation where every game's important. Like Tito says, they're going to go out and try to win every single day, and hopefully they do. It felt like they did today, but it just some taxing decisions and some overuse of some guys is leading to, it's not surprising that Tony Santillan can't come in and make that thing today. They left him and it's not just there was what do we say? He gets the 2 outs, so he sees 2 batters there. He sees Victor Scott for a single, another single, a third single in a row. After the third one, after already getting 2 outs, after seeing 5 batters and throwing yesterday, I feel like that would have been a good time to remove him. But then Alec Burleson gets his base hit, and that makes it 5-4 before you finally move to Emilio Pagan. Like, if that's on the table, why not make it at 5-3 instead of 5-4 so that you're out of that blast distance from what he does there? It is 1 too long, 1 too many, and today you paid the price. So hopefully we get this chance to, get things right and get it going here. But I don't know who it is outside of Andrew Abbott tomorrow, but we need some heroes. We got to salvage this series and get ourselves taken care of.
Yeah, we just need to keep Matt McLain. We got to keep Matt McLain going. I love the 9-1-2 factor. That when you have that 9-hole leading off the inning, I think it happened a couple different times today. But when you have Matt McLain leading off the inning, getting on base, and you roll it over into Friedel and the rest of the lineup, it's absolute nails, man. And when Matty Ice is hitting the way he is, it just feels different. The rest of our lineup's kind of feeding off of it. Like you say, we've noticed more offensive grit out of this team. The runs are up. You know what I mean? We're not putting up the 24 runs and then going away for 3 weeks. And I can attest to that being. I mean, Matty Ice has got to have something to do with that 9-game hitting streak. 12 of his last 16. The guy's getting better and better and better as we go. I was looking at his numbers. 2023 Matt McLain, which is what we want to always compare him to. He ended with a 290 batting average and had an 864 OPS. In the month of June in 2025, 294 batting average, 821 OPS. We are getting Matty Ice slowly but surely back there. He's raised his batting average every month. 121 in April, 194 in May, 294 in June. We're getting the Matty Ice back that we absolutely need. If we get him rolling with Elly De La Cruz rolling, I really like our chances. We're going to need to score some runs with the lack of pitching depth that we have. So let's keep the positivity rolling. Keep nine getting hot. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the 2-hole sooner than later if he's going to keep swinging the bat like that. But Matty Ice absolutely deserves some flowers right here because in this last little bit of winning series, streak series, I guess I should say. I'm not even sure.
4-game series streak. Yep.
Thank you. I just couldn't figure out how to word that, but I think Matty Ice has got a lot to do with that. And if we can keep 9 rolling, that'll definitely help our lineup from top to bottom.
Yeah, and we do have the optimism today, and we're very excited about where this team is, and just having the opportunity to be this disappointed after a gut wrencher when you're up 5-2 going into the 8th. But we are trying to stay on the positive side. But if you are having trouble and you are struggling with the mentals, you always have 988 at your disposal. We want to remind you that you can call text 988 anytime, day or night. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is a place to get support for anything related to mental health. Whether it's an immediate crisis, simply wanting to find out how to connect with care, or anything in between, it's a 100% confidential, secure, and anonymous way to reach out for help when you don't know where else to turn, or when you don't have anywhere else to turn. To connect, call or text 988 or visit mantherapy.org to get help. And remember that it's okay not to be okay. I put a lot on Tony Santillan. Emilio Pagan gave up another damn home run in a spot where he couldn't give up a home run.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah, and he's the fresh guy. You know what I mean? So he might have given that up. And if he, I didn't think about that. If I just said, like, why not pull Pagan in earlier when it's 5-3? Because it probably would have been 6-5. Because if he gives up that home run that he does, that's where that happens right there. I mean, that's what happens. But they're a game above 500. You're struggling to stay there. I'd like to be 2 games above 500 going into that Yankee series, just because they're going to mash the ball too. And you're minus Hunter Greene. You will get Nick Lodolo in that series, but you're going into it, kind of limping in now that you're dropping 2 or 3 from the Cardinals at least. If you go in after a Cardinals sweep, it feels like the world could fall out, if you drop like 6 straight to the Yankees. So there's definitely some negative on the horizon, but I feel like they're still fighting this team and they're not losing games. This doesn't feel as bad as the 1-0 offense ineptness. You losing 3 straight games at 1-0. It doesn't. This isn't the same team that it was. The bats are more alive. Our pitching depth is starting to become the biggest issue. I think that's something that you can rectify a little easier. You don't go find bats that turn around a team of inept offensiveness. You can find some arms to make this bullpen last a little bit longer. I think the highway between Louisville and Cincinnati needs to be heated up a little bit, and I think we need to start freshening up some arms on a daily basis and figure out how to get some guys up here just so that we do avoid these situations where, yesterday when once that game gets out of hand, you've got to have some people to turn to that you say go fall on the sword. Like, the inability to be able to put that out there has hamstrung you to where you're going into tomorrow licking wounds and hopefully with a fresh arm and in some capacity. But you have to have a start out of Andrew Abbott. The sky's falling if Andrew Abbott goes 2 innings tomorrow and can't get out of it. You know what I mean? Like that's where we really start to turn, and where you think the bullpen's taxed now, you're a start away from this thing getting really ugly really quick. And us having to do an overhaul of more than just a couple of guys. And with the options that these dudes have, there's not a ton of dudes that you can just send down and allow to get rest. You're going to have to do some phantom IL stints. You're going to have to DFA some guys in order to work this thing around. So it sucks, man. But it's one of those things that you look back at where we went wrong in the bullpen, the $6 million going to Taylor Rogers and him not being able to do his job as a left-handed specialist. Alexis Diaz not being able to be the Alexis Diaz that we needed. I mean, that's where this thing really starts. You should be Santillan, Pagan, Diaz in a perfect world if we're going back to the beginning of the season. But you get what you get out of those guys, and now here's where we are. We've gotten some valiant efforts from these dudes, and we've been nails at times, and the bullpen carried this team for a stretch of the season. But now the offense and the starting pitching needs to carry the bullpen over the next 4 games. Otherwise, this could get ugly.
Absolutely. I see Optimistic John, a couple of people talking in the chat about where's Austin Hayes. We actually did have some boots on the ground today. Austin Hayes was taking batting practice in St. Louis. What did I read? He hit 9 or 10 balls out in a row. So he's feeling better. Hopefully the foot's coming back. I would love to see him for the Yankee series. We're definitely going to need his power against what is a nasty Yankees lineup. But I don't know, man. I see everybody talking Pagan's not a closer and this and that. Who else are you going to put out there? It's obviously not Santillan. It's not Pagan. We don't have Graham Ashcraft. I mean, you've got arms down Luis May and who am I thinking? Big Sugar and that sort of. We're going to have to give those guys a try and see what we got. But right now, you're playing the cards you're dealt, man, and it's just a losing battle with the depth that we do have. I'm not a big fan of throwing guys out there in situations they don't want to be in either. But Pagan has shown he can do it in the past. Obviously, he's let a few get away, but. What other choice do we have right now until we get some more arms in here or figure out what we're doing with some of these AAA arms? I'm not sure what else the answer can be.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good place to put a pin in it for today. I don't know. The answers have to come from within. I mean, it's got to come from Louisville. It's got to come from a couple of these guys in the bullpen deciding that they're not going to let their season slip away. Maybe Taylor Rogers is your hero tomorrow. Maybe he can give you 2 strong innings in relief. You go from Abbott to a righty, and Taylor Rogers can close out a game for you. Whatever it is, it's not going to feel good when he comes in, but you're going to have to give these guys a chance because you have nowhere else to turn. You can't just let dudes go out there until their arms fall off. I'm curious if Chase Petty is able to go again tomorrow, or if they set him back into a starting rotation situation, or what that looks like. But you don't know what you have until we show up at the ballpark tomorrow. I would imagine there's at least 1 or 2 roster moves made between now and then. So I didn't think Chase Burns threw the ball that bad today. I thought he dotted his fastball a few times. The ball that was hit to the outfield that ended up scoring the run after getting 2 outs with the free runner on second base was a foot out of the zone. It was a 1-2 pitch that he left out there that wasn't hittable, that the guy just kind of threw his stick at. I think that ball flying up to Spencer Steer instead of getting into right field away from calling Chase Petty a hero as we go up and probably don't score in the 12th either, if we're being honest.
Yeah, no doubt. What we need is a decent start from what is our ace. Andrew Abbott is absolutely our ace right now, and so let's roll out tomorrow, and we're going to try to pull all the positivity we can out of this show. Let's keep our no sweep streak alive. At least try to keep that positivity going into what is going to be a tough series against the New York Yankees. So looking at tomorrow's matchup, man, we've got Andrew Abbott going against Miles Michaelis. So you got any numbers on Michaelis there, Eric?
I do. Give me just a second here. My second screen went down. Michaelis, the Reds have actually kind of beat around a little bit, but Michaelis is 4-4 with a 4.35 ERA. He's averaging 5.5 Ks per 9, 2.5 bases on balls. He's 0-2 with a 6.43 ERA over his last 4 starts. He is nicknamed the Lizard King, but don't worry, it's not Jim Morrison. Michaelis is he actually ate a live lizard while in the Arizona Fall League when he was a member of the Padres, is how he gets that name. He is a 2-time All-Star. He's originally a 7th-round pick of the Padres in 2009. He signed a 2-year deal with the Cardinals in 2017 and then a 4-year extension in 19. And then he signed another 3-year extension with them on March 24th of 2023. He's on the deal for 3 years for $55 million. He's 6-8 on his career with a 5.53 ERA in 22 games against the Reds. He's been in St. Louis for quite a significant amount of time, so we've seen him again and again. Active Reds against Michaelis, they are 35 for 111 or a 315 average with an 868 OPS. Frito is 6 for 17 with a home run and 3 extra base hits. Spencer Steer 6 for 14 with a home run and a double. Elly is 5 for 13 with 2 extra base hits. Tyler Stevenson just 1 for 11. So I wonder after today's gasser if we don't see Trevino and giving Stevenson the day off. Will Benson 7 for 10 with a homer and 3 extra base hits, and Gavin Lux is 2 for 7 with a homer. So really exciting to kind of match up against the guy that you feel confident with your bats, and you've got who's been your best pitcher all year, and Andrew Abbott going to the mound. So really excited about what tomorrow could be. I'm pumped up. I'm thinking we're avoiding that. Yes, it's a loss of the series, but at the same time, you can get yourself back to 2 games above 500 going into the New York Yankees series. I'm all for it.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Let's carry this positivity into tomorrow and shake off this nasty loss today. I mean, you said it wasn't like one of the 1-0 offensive ineptness, blah, 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 blowing a 3-run lead to the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm not sure if there's a bigger dagger in my heart. So let's just get some positivity, get a win, and get over this and get the hell out of St. Louis. So I can't get out of it fast enough.
I'm just lying to myself here to make myself feel better. There's a lot of Saturday left to enjoy, and I'm going to try to go do that, go play some putt-putt or something. But, no, we appreciate every single one of you here on the stream. We got upwards of 1,000 people here watching this thing on a Saturday. We really appreciate the time and all the effort that goes into the chat to keep us posted, factual, to make us laugh, to send us in directions. Everything that you guys do in that chat, we absolutely love it. Corey and I will be here just about every Friday and Saturday from now through the end of the season. So we're pumped up to be here. We're so excited for the opportunity that Chatterbox Reds has allowed us. And we had a lot of fun last night. I had a lot of fun tonight still, even though if it's in 2 losing efforts, I think that takes our record back to close to 500 when we're doing these podcasts. But like and share the stream as often as you can. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music here on Sunday or even later Saturday, give us a 5-star review. Tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. We'd love to hear you because we're trying to get better at this thing as we go along. But love every single one of you, and we appreciate you tuning in. Corey T, you want to take us home?
Absolutely. As always, go Reds.